Did you ever walk out of an audition thinking, I nailed that? You felt connected, prepared, alive in the scene, and then you didn't book it. So the actor brain starts spinning. Was I bad? Did they hate it? What did I do wrong? Here's the truth most actors never hear. The best actor doesn't always get the job. The best match does. And once you understand why, auditions become a lot less painful. There's a myth that quietly erodes confidence, a myth that creates unnecessary self doubt, a myth that convinces actors every audition is a competition. The myth is this: the best actors get the job. But the truth is something very different. The best actor does not always get the job. The best match gets the job. Now, I know that statement may land in different ways for different people. Some actors feel relief when they hear it, others feel frustration. And some actors hear it and think, wait a minute, if it's not about being the best, what is it about? That's exactly why we're going to explore this subject today. Because once you understand the match game, auditions begin to make a lot more sense. And perhaps more importantly, they begin to feel a lot less painful. This is Casting Actors Cast.
Casting actors cast, what a show! With Jeffrey Dreisbach, we're ready to go. From agents to gigs, learn what you lack. Tune in every week, we're bringing you back.
Well, hello and welcome to today's episode of Casting Actors Cast. I'm Jeff Dreisbach, casting director with McCorkle Casting in New York. Hope you're having a good day. Looking forward to talking about this myth about the best actor getting the job. Because intellectually, we might know that that is not true, but it really is sometimes hard to figure out. And so we're going to figure that out today. I'm not going to take up too much time, but I want to impress upon you an opportunity for you to check out my website, castingactorscast.com. It's an opportunity because there's a free book available. If you fill out that form that says dive into the talent pool, you'll get a 100-page book on doing voiceover work. Plus, my new book is out. My new audiobook is available. Also, there's a course that you can take on audition technique. It's really, I think, a valuable resource for actors, and I encourage you to check it out. And speaking of check it out, my good friends at Actors Connection are still doing great work. actorsconnection.com/New York. All right, let's jump into this. Here's the actor's perspective. I want to really begin this today with the actor's experience. You prepare the scene, you memorize the lines, you make thoughtful, interesting, creative choices, you feel connected, you walk into the room or send the self-tape, and you feel good about your work. Maybe you even hear something encouraging. Sometimes, thank you, that was great. And then you don't book it. Silence. Or maybe you find out someone else was cast, and suddenly the actor's brain begins spinning. Was I bad? Did I miss something? Did they hate it? Did I do something wrong? Actors sometimes assume rejection equals failure. I can tell you from firsthand experience, that's exactly what I thought when I was an actor. I was an actor for 20 years. I auditioned a lot. I auditioned for everything that I could. And any time I got close or any time I didn't make it at all, especially when I felt really good about my work, that was a very puzzling, frustrating, and depressing place to be. But I can tell you now that in most cases, the answer was that it just simply comes down to alignment. Casting, in my opinion, is what I call story architecture. So let me take you inside the casting room for a moment. When casting directors and producers evaluate actors, we're not just watching individual performances. We're not. We're building a world, a visual story, an emotional ecosystem, Imagine assembling a puzzle, for example. Each actor is a piece. The piece may be beautifully crafted, beautifully shaped, perfect. But if it doesn't fit the puzzle in front of us, it cannot complete the picture. And that does not make the piece flawed. You get it? It simply means it belongs somewhere else. The invisible factor that actors only see. The invisible factor that actors only see is their part of the audition process. That's it. That's all the world is for the actor. See, now compare that to what casting sees. Casting sees the entire board. And here are just a few of the elements being balanced simultaneously on our side of the table. We're looking at chemistry with the lead actor, the tone of the project, visual storytelling, age dynamics within the cast, energy balances between characters, audience perception, network notes, director preferences, producer's instincts, studio input, sometimes even wardrobe considerations. That's a lot. All of these factors are part of the decision-making process, and none of them diminish the quality of your work as an actor. Here's a real casting scenario. Let's imagine three actors auditioning for the same role. Actor one is intense, grounded, and emotionally powerful. Actor two brings humor, warmth, and subtle irony. Actor three has a quiet vulnerability and softness. Now, all three actors are exceptional. All three actors could play the role. But the director's vision for the show might require a certain dynamic with the lead character. Perhaps the lead actor already brings intensity, so that adding another intense energy might feel unbalanced. So, the casting team chooses the actor who brings contrast. Not because they were better, but because they created balance. That is what we call the match game. Now, the emotional trip for actors, I have to tell you, actors often believe they are competing against each other. But casting is rarely about competition. It is about alignment. You are not trying to defeat other actors. You're trying to fit in a story. Once actors understand this, something extraordinary happens. Pressure begins to release. Instead of asking, was I better than the others? Actors begin asking, was I right for this story? You see, that question is so much more healthier and much more accurate. Let's talk about what you control. Let's talk about control in general. Actors cannot control the following. They cannot control producers' opinions, or network expectations, or chemistry with another actor, or height comparisons, or visual tone. But actors can control something incredibly important: preparation, presence, listening, choices, professionalism, authenticity. These are the elements that build a career, because when casting remembers an actor, it is not just for one role. It is for many future opportunities. We're going to talk about the long game and how important that is right after this. Welcome back. We're talking about not being right for the role and how different that is than being a bad actor. And we left you with talking and thinking perhaps about what we call the long game. And one of the most important truths about casting is this: just because you don't book a role today doesn't mean your audition was unsuccessful. I promise you, casting directors remember actors. We build mental files. We think that actor was interesting. That actor had great presence. That actor might be right for something else. Many actors book roles months or even years after their first audition with casting offices. That's true, because the match finally appears. The actor who keeps showing up, the actors who work consistently, are not necessarily the actors who book immediately. They are the actors who show up with professionalism, authenticity, and openness every time. See, those actors become known quantities, trusted collaborators, people casting wants in the room again. Releasing the comparison trap is up next, something to talk about. Comparison is one of the most destructive habits actors develop. I know this personally, but I also know this as a casting director. Actors watch other performers and then they think, oh, they're better than me, or they're not as good as me. But guess what? Casting is not ranking actors. Casting is fitting puzzle pieces. Your job is not to outperform everyone else. Your job is to bring a truthful human being to life. If that human fits the story, you book. If not, another story will require exactly what you bring. Let that sink in, please, just for a quick moment. So let's talk about freedom in understanding. So if you understand these concepts, the match game gives actors, I don't know, enormous freedom. Freedom to stop chasing perfection. Is that you? Freedom to stop measuring worth through booking. Freedom to focus on craft instead of comparison. Actors who work with this mindset become more relaxed, become more present, more watchable, and ironically, surprise, more bookable. Here's an audition reframe. Think of every audition this way. You are offering a possibility. You are showing casting how the character might live. You are not proving your worth. You are contributing to the storytelling conversation. Sometimes that conversation leads to a booking. Sometimes it leads to a future opportunity. I promise you both are valuable. What casting really hopes for? Let me tell you. Casting directors love actors who bring authenticity, bring imagination, bring presence, bring humanity. And when those qualities show up in an audition, there's no doubt we remember them, even when the match is not right. So here's the truth that releases pressure. And I just need to repeat something that every actor needs to hear, I think. And you are not competing, you are aligning. And alignment is something you cannot force. But you can prepare for it by doing your work, telling the truth, showing up consistently, and trusting that the right stories will eventually find you. Here's a final thought. The best actor does not always get the job. The right actor gets the job. And the right actor changes with every story. So do yourself a huge favor. Release the pressure to win. Focus instead on bringing a truthful, alive human being into the room. Because when that human fits the story, you will hear the words every actor loves to hear. You booked it. So here's my call to action. If today's episode shifted your perspective, please do me a favor, share it with an actor friend who might be carrying the weight of audition rejection. That might even be you. Maybe you want to even consider listening to this podcast again. And if you found some value in what I've just told you, what I've just shared with you, I would love it if you could subscribe, leave a review, especially on iTunes, and continue the conversation with actors who care deeply about their craft. It's been such a pleasure bringing this to you today. I'm Jeff Dreisbach. This is Casting Actors Cast.
From monologues to screen tests to every